We have all seen movies about exorcisms, where the priest shouts at the demon and the victim is saved. But in real life, there is no happy ending, and the demons do not always leave. This is the terrifying, documented true story of Anneliese Michel, the German girl whose suffering inspired the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Our story begins in 1968 in Bavaria, West Germany. Anneliese was a sweet 16-year-old girl, deeply religious and known for her kindness. But one night, she suffered a violent seizure, biting her own tongue so hard she couldn't speak for days. Doctors diagnosed her with temporal lobe epilepsy and gave her medication. But the pills did nothing to stop the darkness that was growing inside her. Soon, Anneliese began to see things that no one else could see. She told her parents that when she prayed, she saw devil faces snarling at her from the walls. She began to hear voices, not in her head, but whispering in her ears, telling her that she was damned and would rot in hell. By 1973, her condition had deteriorated into a nightmare. She became intolerant of sacred objects. She couldn't look at a crucifix without trembling, and holy water burned her skin like acid. She began to engage in disturbing behaviors that horrified her family. Anneliese would rip the clothes off her body, eat spiders and coal straight from the floor, and lick her own urine off the tiles. She would scream for hours, a sound so unnatural that the neighbors were terrified to leave their homes. Medical treatment had failed completely. The drugs only made her more depressed and lethargic. Desperate, her parents turned to the church. After years of rejection, the bishop finally approved a secret exorcism in 1975, assigning 2 priests, Father Ernst Alt and Father Arnold Renz. Over the next 10 months, they performed 67 rites of exorcism. This is where the story becomes truly chilling, because 42 of these sessions were recorded on audio tape. If you listen to these tapes today, you will not hear the voice of a young German girl. You will hear deep, guttural growls, barking, and multiple distinct male voices speaking in ancient languages. When the priests demanded the demons identify themselves, the voices replied with 6 specific names from history and hell. They claimed to be Lucifer, Cain, Judas Iscariot, Nero, Hitler, and a disgraced priest named Fleischmann. Each demon had a different voice and a different personality on the tapes. Judas spoke with a slur, Nero was aggressive, and Lucifer spoke with a terrifying, arrogant calm. The physical toll on Anneliese was catastrophic. During the sessions, she would perform hundreds of genuflections, dropping to her knees until her kneecaps were shattered and bruised black. She refused to eat, claiming the demons would not allow food to pass her throat. She grew thinner and thinner, weighing only 68 pounds by the end. Despite her frailty, she possessed superhuman strength, often requiring 3 men to hold her down, while she threw them across the room like ragdolls. On the night of June 30th, 1976, Anneliese was weak and dying. She spoke her final words to the priests, begged for absolution. Then she turned to her mother and whispered, "Mother, I'm afraid." Anneliese Michel died the next morning of malnutrition and dehydration, but the horror didn't end with her death. It moved to the courtroom. The state charged her parents and the 2 priests with negligent homicide, arguing that she needed a doctor, not an exorcist. It became the most famous trial in Germany, a battle between science and faith. The priests played the terrifying tapes in the courtroom, letting the judge hear the demonic voices. Doctors argued it was psychosis. The priests argued it was the devil. In the end, they were found guilty and sentenced to probation, a verdict that satisfied no one. Today, Anneliese's grave remains a pilgrimage site for those who believe she sacrificed herself to prove the existence of the devil. The tapes remain available on the internet for anyone brave enough to listen, serving as permanent proof of the darkness she faced. This case forces us to ask, was she mentally ill and failed by those who loved her? Or was she truly a battlefield for the forces of hell? Listen to the audio in your mind and tell me, do demons exist? Leave your verdict in the comments below. And if you have the stomach for more true horror history, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel right now.